So just an informal update I wanted to post because I am going to a lengthy federal prison sentence. I kind of want to talk about what the process is like since I went through sentencing, and now I'm close to reporting to my designation. So when I say designation, that is the official government term for where you're being sent, your assignment essentially. And that process, it's been nerve-wracking because my sentencing was in the beginning of May, so it's taken them about a month to actually get me some notification, and it actually came through my lawyers where they told me where I was headed. There aren't that many options, at least for where I live, in terms of federal prisons, because there aren't that many federal prisons in my part of the country versus, like, say if you were to live in like California or Texas or Florida, where they have a lot of federal prisons. So the biggest concern from my family was that I was potentially going to be shipped out very, very far away, to so far that I wouldn't be able to get any visits from my family, which I think I possibly could handle that emotionally, but my mom actually was the one who was most concerned that if she couldn't see me for such a long time, or only so sparingly. So got the notice on Friday evening of where I'm headed. I can't tell you guys where I'm headed just because I didn't really want potentially for these videos where I'm making comments that it may get back to the prison, to the federal prison system. Not that I'm saying anything too controversial on this channel, but what ended up happening was that I'm actually going to be sent someplace close. Not like something within an hour, but it's not more than 5 hours per se, and it actually is drivable. It would not require for my family to get on a plane and then rent a car to come see me. So it's probably the best thing I could have gotten, because what we had requested with the judge was a facility that nearly every person wanted to request, because it's known as a very safe place, mostly white collar, older defendants. So every news article that I had read about the place, everybody said that they would request this with the judge. But then I did some follow-up research and found out that almost none of them got that request fulfilled. So the fact of myself as a pretty not rich, not famous defendant, I didn't really get that particular kind of top pick that everybody has. But the benefit of where I'm going is that it is going to be the closest to where I live and where my family lives. So I'll talk more about kind of what I've learned about the facility in a couple of follow-up videos, but I kind of just wanted to share in this video just that I had received news about where I'm headed. It was causing me a lot of anxiety not knowing. And in case you didn't know, one of the biggest struggles for people who are charged federally is that if you do have to do time, you can be sent anywhere in the country. And even though the general rule says that the Bureau of Prisons, who are the people who run the prisons, that's part of the executive branch of the government, they have to actually try to assign you within 500 miles of where you are from, so your home jurisdiction. So if you live in like a smaller state, or in regions of the country where there are many states within 500 miles, it could mean that you can be close, but you'd still be in a different state. But if you lived in Texas, right, 500 miles from one place in Texas to the other probably it still means Texas. Because you many times would have to get on a plane to go to other parts of Texas, or say the same thing with California. So for my circumstance, I guess I'm lucky There are a lot of people who say, you know, they're in a state next to Texas, right? But there are many states surrounding Texas, and they're assigned in Texas, and they're still probably 800 to 1,000 miles away from their home jurisdiction. So it really depends on, you know, what happens with your case, your security level, and I'll talk more about security levels in a follow-up video. But in general, people can be sent very far, and that's really hard on the families, especially for defendants and inmates, you know, because they, even if they want to visit, it's either too far away or too expensive to travel, and you can only do it maybe once a year. If you're lucky to live, say, in a city or town that's within, say, 100 miles of the facility, then that's kind of nice, because then you could theoretically make a visitation like once a month. So I'm lucky, but I know there are a lot of people suffering, you know, who don't get any visitations just because their family can't bear the expense, or just logistically it's too difficult. So that's one of the challenges of being in the federal system, even though there are maybe some other benefits compared to being in state or county jails, or prisons. So talk more about stuff in the future, but just want to give you this heads up that I know where I'm headed, and that'll be part of some of the info I'm going to try to give you in the future. All right, bye.